Rainbow. If you guys haven't voted yet, go vote at the link that the Playhem bot keeps throwing at you guys. Let's take a look. Right now we have 38% votes for StarTale Rainbow. TSL Revival at 62%. The score is not actually 0-0, it is 1-0 Revival. Currently in the lead. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome to Playhem TV. I am Kibbelz. Casting with me today is Katu from Katu StarCraft. You guys can follow him at Katu StarCraft on Twitter. You can follow me at Kibbelz. But let us not digress. Let's get into this game. In the top left-hand corner, we have from Team StarTale. He is the captain of such team. In this matchup, Zerg versus Terran. He is a fan of the mech. Give it up for Rainbow.
Oh my god, he's so handsome.
I love you, Rainbow!
Rainbow fighting!
Rainbow gonna be facing off against his opponent here, spawning in the bottom right from Team TSL. He is Revival. Last game, these guys engaged in an epic Roach drop initially. But Roach Muta versus Mech, which is, I gotta say, one of the better choices for Zerg to go Terran. Here, Rainbow relying on that Mech eventually to go into a base race situation, which ultimately costs him the game. Will he be able to take it? Game 2 here off of Revival on Shattered Temple.
And with that being said, we've already got a huge development here, Kibbelz. TSL Revival able to spot the gas and the barracks with his Overlord. His Overlord might die, depends if Rainbow wants to sacrifice production time for an Overlord kill, as it will get to the high ground, but then we'll be in a bit of trouble. Oh, it's actually going to juke back. This is a bit of a suicide lord, and he's going to spot if there's a tech lab or not. Now he's trying to get back to that high ground. He'll get there just in the nick of time. He's going to take maybe a third of his HP in damage. Meanwhile, the hatchery for TSL Revival goes down, followed by a spawning pool. Looks like a 15-15 there. And there's the hatch. Oh, actually, the first Marine going out across the map. We're going to see a bunker push here, but already drones getting pulled by TSL Revival. He's wise to the tricks of the old StarTale Rainbow. And he ain't going to get caught.
Already, take a look at how he's moving his drones into position right against the mineral patches. Now he needs to pull them back. This is the position where a lot of bunkers do go down, but putting it down on the high ground right now is Rainbow. We've seen him do this before. It can be really, really frustrating. Is the Marine on the low ground can cover the SCV on the high ground as it builds this structure, and for a unit to attack the Marine, it has to come on the low ground. But if you want to kill the SCV, be on the high ground, it's really, really, really tricky. And if Rainbow gets it done here come the Zerglings. Now going to go straight for the Marines, possibly?
Well, he's going to try to just block the Marines from ever getting to that bunker. That's what his plan is right now, and he might not be able to do it, man. 3 Marines in an SCV. He does not have enough Zerglings, and then the Marines will be able to backtrack to that bunker. The Queen comes out just seconds too late, and there we see one single Marine go into the bunker. Queen pushing forward here. StarTale Rainbow sending out some more Marines. Meanwhile, back home, he's getting a tech lab on the factory. What do you think about that there, Kibbelz? Is it going to be Blue Flame Hellions or a very, very quick Marine siege tank push?
I am quite curious. The siege tank, with having established this position on the high ground, it really scares me, Katu. Now, it doesn't seem like a Rainbow decision, in all honesty, but I think it might be the more situational one here. So we're gonna have to see. I'm eagerly awaiting to see what he decides to build here. Is it gonna be the siege tank? I'm like really scared of seeing what would happen. It is gonna be a siege tank, and this bunker positioning just frightens the hell out of me, Katu. With having this bunker on the high ground, he can really establish some good siege tank positioning. But Revival opening once again with the extremely quick roaches. He may be able to take down this bunker before anything happens. And look at that bunker finishing 39 out of 40. FCV gets taken out before it gets completed, so it has to be canceled.
Yeah, not only that, but the switch to roaches there, good move by Revival. As they've got that range, the high ground bunker wouldn't be able to actually cover the low ground bunker from the roach attacks. And nice move there. Even if it had finished, it wouldn't have really done a big deal, I don't think. Meanwhile, it is indeed siege tanks and siege tanks. This is going to be a super quick attack. And, uh-oh, did I just crash? Whew. My Flash plugin crashed, not my StarCraft 2. That was scary, though.
That Roach getting transfused as it gets really low on health. Now Rainbow popping out of the bunker. It doesn't get the salvage. Rainbow now has 3 Marines stranded far away home. If you guys have ever seen that movie, it's a great one.
Is that the dog one?
No, man, Far Away Home. It's the one with the geese and the girl
geese.
builds the plane, and it's really cute.
Man.
I like it a lot.
The ultralight?
Yeah, man.
It is pretty cute. I think I like the dog one better though. Is it
That's Homeward Bound. Guys, right now, Rainbow moving out with a really, really, really powerful Siege Tank SCV Marine push here. He intends to end Game 2 in rapid fashion. And right now, Revival only has these 3 Roaches. He's making another 3, but moving out before they're completed. He doesn't want to let these Siege Tanks get in a good position, gets the full surround with the drones, but one of the Siege Tanks unsieges, and I don't know what the SCVs repairing. Is he
it all comes down to those SCVs, man.
Get it! There's 3 queens here. I think Revival might pull this off.
Yeah, but at what cost, man? He just lost 17 drones there in that engagement. He's still up 26 to 19, importantly enough, but 2 Siege Tanks still remain. More and more Marines are pushing out across, and now we see more Roaches coming out. Will it be enough, though? Roaches and Queens take extra damage from those Siege Tanks. Oh, this is still going to be quite close, man. Those bunkers are really going to hurt as well. It's an extra 400 damage that the Roaches need to do. And Roaches, honestly, just don't have that much DPS.
Well, right now, Revival is researching speed, but it's not going to be done in time in order to help out these Lings. 14 Lings hatch. Now he's moving in with the Roaches, with the 14 Zerglings. Immediately target firing down the tanks is Revival. 1 tank goes down. The 2nd tank is going to... It's down to 40. It's down to 30. It's down. It is down. Now the bunker sitting on barely any hit points is going to fall as well. And it looks like Revival has held it off, guys. Rainbow is falling back, and Revival up 26 workers right now to 22. But a Siege Tank does siege out in the middle of the map, forcing these Roaches back onto their creep.
Well, he just made a round of 8 drones, so he's now up to 34 versus 22. About to be 35. These Siege Tanks continue to push forward, and oh, the huge hit on those Roaches. TSL Revival not paying attention, taking a lot of damage there, but he's got more Roaches on the way. He's going to do a bit of damage here to some of those SCVs, and his creep spread is continuing to move out. That's why he engaged there. He wanted that creep tumor to finish. Absolutely. Now it does. And now he'll be able to just charge right up. It's almost impossible here for StarTale Rambo to actually use scans to clear this creep. He doesn't have a strong enough economy to do so if he wants to keep producing any units at all here, but he might be forced to use that scan after all. And we see those Marines in position to do just that, though he will decide to fall back here to the bunker. There's the scan going down to take down the creep tumor, and he's going to get the one on the high ground as well as the Spine Crawler. Nice move there by TSL, or rather StarTale Rambo, doing damage when and where he can. The Destructible Rocks back here are going down. Roaches at work, and that is something that'll come into play never, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think we're ever going to see a 3rd base. StarTale Rambo here isn't planning on expanding at all. He, in fact, is sending another group of SCVs here to continue pushing forward. And he's just waiting for that creep to recede right now. Kibbelz, as soon as it does, we're going to see some more hot action, but Metabolic Boost is finished this time around. We've got a lot of Zerglings and Roaches on the way, as well as the Spine Crawler. I don't see it working now if it hasn't worked before.
Yeah, Revival making another huge round of Zerglings. This time, though, there are 3 Siege Tanks, so maybe he wants to lead with his Queens, but it looks like he's going to lead with the Lings. Coming out is Revival, and the Siege Tanks are not taking any damage whatsoever. The Roaches finally make it to them, and he realizes, uh-oh, I actually need to fall back here. And with 3 Siege Tanks, 3 Siege Tanks, Katu, are infinitely better than 2. Now there are 4 Siege Tanks.
Oh, that was a huge mistake by Revival. He didn't have creep, and more importantly, he wasn't being attacked yet. You know, those Siege Tanks were still days away from his hatchery. He wasn't taking any kind of damage there. He's trying to take a 3rd base, God knows why. And now he's not going to be able to hold this push here. Scan on the high ground, so the Spine Crawler there going to explode into a million pieces to the Siege Tank fire. Marines here doing some damage to that natural. And had TSL Revival just waited, rule number 1 when you're defending a Terran push is don't engage until Siege Tanks are shelling your hatchery. And even then, wait and wait and wait until you get more Zerglings, more Roaches out. And there's just, I don't know, no reason to attack. He thought he could take his opponent down, but like you said, 3 Siege Tanks is a lot of Siege Tanks. That's a lot of DPS.
Yeah, he really needed to wait for that economy to pay off. Yeah, it invested so much into workers. I believe they had 34 workers to just 20 for Rainbow, which a bunch of them weren't even mining. But right now, Rainbow's just doing huge amounts of damage to the base of Revival. And now Revival's units are all split up. His third is about to be scouted. And,
well, I mean,
yeah, he's just
it's going to go down.
Trouble, yeah.
It's for sure going to fall here. There's nothing that these drones can do. They're going to maybe run away and build an expansion somewhere else, like completely random on the map. We see a bit of a counterattack attempt here by TSL Revival. A siege tank actually isn't going to come out for quite a while here. He might be able to do a bit of damage, but by the time his supply depot goes down, then siege tank and some more Marines and Marauders will be out, so that's not going to work. Down goes this new hatchery. We see another one on the way for TSL Revival. He's just desperate to get one down. And at the front, we've got a bunker and 6 siege tanks now. And how do you expect to attack down a narrow ramp like that? Maybe go for lair, try to get out a Nidus Worm? I don't know, man. This is going to be brutal. At the front, the Roaches are trying to take down the supply depot. They will, but by then, again, the Marines, the siege tank, the Marauder are out, and those Roaches can't do diddly squat.
An additional expansion being constructed by Revival down here in the bottom left, but Rainbow moving to attack that as well. He's got a nice contain going on here. It looks like Revival trying to move again his units out, and everything is just going to die. And I think that might do it momentarily once these Roaches and drones are caught down here in the bottom left. And we might move on to game 3 any second, guys. At one point it looked, Revival's just in a great position, but as you said, Katu, imagine if he had another, like, 35 Zerglings with that.
He just had to wait. The siege tanks were still all the way outside of his natural area. They weren't sieged up against his hatchery. And I know we're berating him. It's an easy mistake to make where you're like, man, I held off those first 2 pushes easy. Now I've got even more Zerglings and Roaches. Let's go for it. We're going to take this sucker down. And then you get surprised. The Zerglings here coming forward, and they're going to try to engage. And the siege tank, though, on the high ground here doing so much damage. The spine crawlers trying to move forward, but that's not going to be enough. They are going to do a bit of damage before falling, and that is going to be it, man. The third base here trying to go down yet again for TSL Revival. He doesn't want to give up, but there, finally.